Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you again for part two of the best albums of 2021 so far. And this is for part two of, like I said, best albums of 2021 so far. So I'm going to discuss from where I left off and continue where I left off and let you know what my initial thoughts are on each album that I'm going to talk about in this video. So let's dive into this video. Sorry, I had to eat for a moment and just take a little break and unwind a bit before I got back into doing more videos. But yeah, number 9, I picked Demon Hunters Songs of Death and Resurrection. This was a pretty good acoustic album. I really liked it. Sorry for my coughing. Yeah, just some mucus in my throat. It's really gross. Um, Demon Hunters acoustic album Songs of Death and Resurrection was really good. I really enjoyed majority of the songs. It will be on my best albums. Like I said, it is on my best albums. But I don't know what number spot it's gonna make it at by the end of the year. But for what it was going for, what was it? Deteriorate, or I think was one of the songs. Heart of a Graveyard was a really nice one. Praise the Void is one of my personal favorites, even though it's a really sad song. I think it's a newer track, to be honest. I have to look into that, but I Will Fail You acoustic version was really nice. I really liked it. There were some other songs as well. I Am a Stone, and the opening track was really good too. So yeah, I was really impressed with this Demon Hunter Songs of Death and Resurrection. So at number 9, I picked Demon Hunter Songs of Death and Resurrection. And at number 10, I picked Carrie Underwood, My Savior. To be honest, I never really came back to this album. I like it. It's really good. Just, I never really came back to this album that much. I don't know why. I'm just, it's a album about Jesus Christ and all that. I don't want to say it in a offensive way. I'm just saying it about Jesus and all that. That's what it's about. Uh, God and all that. So yeah, it's pretty nice Christian music to get into it because she's a Christian gal, of course. Uh, so yeah, I really enjoyed Great Is Thy Faithfulness. That was really good, even with the featured artist in it. Um, there was a few other tracks I remember. Um, Victory and Jesus was. I wasn't sure if I liked that one that much, but it was fine for what it was going for. I do own the album, of course, but I never really got a chance to listen to it as much. But yeah. So at number 10, I picked Carrie Underwood, My Savior. It will be on the best albums. I just don't know what spot it's gonna be on. At number 11, I picked Justin Bieber with Justice. Uh, this was a pretty good album. I was really surprised. I know the Lonely song kind of bugs me now, where he goes lonely, where he does the kind of stuff with just singing lonely in a weird way. It kind of bugs me a bit, but I think Anyone has grown on me a lot more to my liking, and this album definitely is an improvement from Changes. Changes was his god awful fifth studio album that I could not listen to again because the songs were plain boring, they were trash, and it, this was a needed improvement that he needed to improve on with his music, making better music, and this was a success. So Justice did very good. Hold On is a really good one. Um, and also, I think the song Holy is grown apart from me. Not in a way that I hate it. I really like the song. Uh, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it now. Like, should I have given it a 5 or a 4.5? I don't know for sure, but I gave it a good score when I reviewed it. So, at number 11, I picked Justin Bieber with Justice. Number 12, I picked Evanescence with The Bitter Truth. Well, at number 12, we have Evanescence with The Bitter Truth. I don't understand the problems that people have with this album. Yes, I know the mixing's not very good, uh, but it didn't sound that bad. In my opinion, I personally like it. Uh, but that's just my opinion and what I believe that it's actually a pretty enjoyable album. Sure, not every song is great on it, but for what it was going for, I think the mixing is a tad bit of a problem. Sorry, my cat was fidgeting for a moment. It was so weird. I was like, what are you doing, cat? But for what it was going for, I guess it was pretty good. Blind Belief is one of my favorite closing tracks to the album. Part of Me, yeah, it was fine. Far From Heaven was really nice. Uh, Amy Lee, I guess Amy Lee's vocals weren't the best in this album, but it was something that we got. Hopefully, it. I know it's for some people it's not their favorite album, but in my opinion, I personally love it. But at number 12, I picked Evanescence with The Bitter Truth. Number 13, I picked Taylor Swift with Fearless, Taylor's version. This was a pretty good album. I don't know if it's my favorite album of this year, but the album was 106 minutes long. That's how long it was, an hour and 46 minutes. So you're in for quite a long album. Plus, there's a bonus track too. That's on the CD version as well. So, yeah, quite a long album. But it's an enjoyable one. It, it just brings back memories. Every time I hear Love Story, I gotta make fun of it. I don't know why. It's just, uh, I just say some random shit to make fun of it. Random lyric to make fun of the part where she says it's a love story, baby, just say yes. Um, Fearless was a really good song. Jump Then Fall was pretty good. Uh, and there were other songs as well that I quite enjoyed, but for what it was going for, I think it's a pretty good version of her version for it. So at number 13, I picked Taylor Swift with Fearless, Taylor's version. Number 14, I picked August Burns Red with Guardian Sessions EP. Now, this is an extended play. I know it shouldn't count as being on my best albums, but come on, this was so fucking good. Uh, this was probably their best extended play they made up to date. I know their last album, Guardians, that was pretty good. Just a few songs I don't know if I liked. But I haven't heard it in a little while. Oh, sorry if I said blit. In a bit, I meant to say. But yeah, I enjoyed Standing in the Storm. Uh, there was a few others. The Chop Suey cover that they did. Icarus was really good. Um, there's another track. It's an instrumental. I think the last three tracks were instrumental. Yeah, if I remember correctly. But they were very good. I like the drum and guitar work in most of this album, but Standing in the Storm is my all-time favorite song off this album, or this EP. So at number 14, I picked August Burns Red with Guardians Sessions EP. Number 15, I picked Holding Absence with The Greatest Mistake of My Life. This was a pretty good album. I don't know if it's my favorite album this year, but I enjoyed most of the songs. This was a request review. I was requested to review, and it was enjoyable. For what it was. I don't know if there was a disappointing song. I can't remember what I rated it, but yeah, it's gonna be at a certain spot on my end of the year list. Uh, come December this year, but uh, there were some songs that I enjoyed from it. I can't remember which songs they were, so it's been a while since I've heard this album. But yeah, number 15, I picked Holding Absence with The Greatest Mistake of My Life. Number 16, I picked The Offspring with Let the Bad Times Roll. Pretty good album. I've grown to love this album a lot more after listening to it more. This Is Not Utopia is one of my favorite songs. Then comes the title track, and it's a bit cringy with some lyric choices that Dexter decides to put in the song. Just pointing out my own opinion. I know there's a reason behind why he did the uh, Mexicans, Blacks, and Jews lyric. I was cringing at that lyric, like, I don't know, that seems a bit too racist there of a lyric. Not trying to point fingers at who's to blame, but yeah, it's just, that lyric bothered me. Hassan Chop was a very good song. Uh, the Opioid Diaries was very good. In the Hall of the Mountain King, even though it was a very short song, it was an instrumental. It went very fucking fast. Very fucking fast. And I quite enjoyed it. So, yeah. We Never Had Sex Anymore was not my favorite. And there was a song off there, Coming For You, which is a 2015 song. And yeah, I think they probably should have added a different song, but other than that, the album did very good for what it was going for. They added a 2015 song, and then they added a redo version for a piano version for uh, Gone Away as well. But yeah, number 16, I picked The Offspring with Let the Bad Times Roll. Number 17, I picked While She Sleeps, Sleep Society. This is going to have to be the last album I talk about in this video, and then I'll return to you for part 3 of best albums of 2021 so far. Now, Sleep Society, at first when I listened to it, I was having doubts about it, but coming back to it more, I've grown to love this album after listening to it more. And it's a very enjoyable album for what it's going for. Sorry, I was checking my phone battery. Um, the first song, Enlightenment, was really awesome. I really enjoyed it. Nervous was really good. Um, Systematic is one of my favorite songs. It really gets you on your feet. It gets you throwing fists in the mosh pit and all that stuff. So this is a great album for the mosh pit people and all that. Um, the final track, The End. Sorry, I burped for a moment. The End was really good, and there were some other songs on there, like the title track, of course, was very good. You Are All You Need is a favorite of mine, and the song with Derek Wilby, what was it called? Something for the Brave or whatever. No Defeat for the Brave, I think it was called. And Division Street was really nice too. So, yeah, at number 17, I picked While She Sleeps with Sleep Society. Like I said, I'll have to return to you for another part 3 of the best albums of 2021 so far. So stay safe, take care, and I'll see you in the next part.